Hello, everybody. I'm Katia Kaczkowska from Superhawk, and today we chat to Stephanie Figueros. Stephanie is a real estate investor, STR realtor, co-founder at Bravo Virtual Assistants, and a founder of STR Nation. Hello, Stephanie. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Thanks so much for having me on.
Thanks for coming. So I've heard that you love setting up short-term rentals. Let's chat about your favorite amenities. So what are the must-haves for families with kids?
So with kids, I definitely think that have a playpen is a must-have. You don't necessarily have to have a crib, but having that playpen is a good substitute. And the second amenity I would say is having kid-friendly dishware, silverware, cups, things like that.
What about, so you've created an ultimate Disney house. What does it look like?
So the whole house isn't completely Disney. It's accents of Disney throughout and in some of the bedrooms. So it is a 9-bedroom house in Kissimmee, Florida. And pretty much we just swap like throws for Disney themed. We swap let me see what else. Wallpaper. So we put actual Disney wallpaper, Mickey. We have some decals that we have up there as well. Pretty much just trying to make people feel like they're at Disney, but they're not at Disney, even though they're going to be going to the parks to visit. So we find that having not too much Disney is good because not all the adults want to have it, but for the kids, they love it.
Yeah, striking a sweet balance. What about the most important items to have in a pet-friendly house?
Honestly, I think the outside is more important. Having some sort of patch of grass, just where pets can relieve themselves, is a must. I find that's the number one question that pet owners ask when you say you're a pet-friendly house. Is there place for my dog that they can go number 2? So otherwise than that, it's nice to have a dog bowl, but I find that a lot of owners prefer to bring their own stuff, but it's an extra touch. So just having the right outdoor space, I think, is the number one amenity to have if you're going to be pet friendly.
That's true. I also chatted to my friend. She has a golden retriever, and she told me that the best thing she can find in an Airbnb is an outside shower for dogs. Going back to basics, so what basic bathroom items would you never skip?
Definitely toilet paper, at least a starter pack. I think it's kind of a necessity. Like, why wouldn't you do that? But that, basic soaps, it doesn't have to be, hand soap's nice, like the liquid kind, but a bare minimum, a bar. Other must-haves, for sure, towels. I find that you actually don't have to put shower conditioner. A lot of people bring their own stuff, but I have them in my houses as more of an extra amenity. I think those that the ones that actually care appreciate it. So I consider it a bonus if you have it. But you don't have to have it because a lot of people like to bring their own stuff.
What do people expect to have in their kitchens by default in their Airbnbs?
It's actually having enough silverware and dishware. The basics cooking, I would say if you have a barbecue, having barbecue utensils is a must-have. Some people, for some reason, they don't think that. But having enough for the people that you can accommodate is, I find, more important than having all the extra bells and whistles, because not everybody goes crazy and cooks in these kitchens. So just having enough of the basic dishware and silverware, cups, mugs galore. People love their coffee, and wine glasses.
I find it most exciting when I visit somebody's Airbnb and I find a drawer full of spices.
Oh, yes. I forgot about the spices. I have spices in all of mine, and it's funny it's kind of fun to refill them when I visit because I can tell what people really like to use. It's usually this, not just salt, but they like the seasoned salt, and they love Italian spices.
A little bit of oil is also nice.
Oh, yeah.
What items should you never skip while furnishing a living room?
Having enough lighting. Some people don't think about, they always think amenities has to be something extra. I find that basic is always important. So having enough lighting, seeing what it looks like when it's dark. People look in the daytime, but at nighttime, if you've never been at your own short-term rental, you realize, oh, this is actually pretty dark in here. Having a place to put your drinks and food, people will eat in your living room. So I find people will actually rearrange the furniture the way they like it. So I've learned just from walking in and being like, oh, okay, I guess we'll leave that there if that's where everyone keeps putting their glasses. So just side tables is a necessity. I find that in places that are super remote where internet's not super reliable, having a DVD player with just a handful of DVDs is something I've learned to be a necessity because it keeps people entertained as long as they have power, even if the internet's off.
So do you have any tips on making a beach house less sandy?
Outdoor showers is a good start. Most beach houses, our beach house has an outdoor shower. We actually have like two, like a standard shower and kind of one to rinse your feet. Having vacuums, brooms, you want your guests to be able to clean up after themselves because if they see a lot of sand, if they're a really good guest, they'll try to get that out. So I find that just preventative, but you're going to have sand in the house. So just being extra with the cleaning is a mess more than anything else.
What would you never miss in a mountain cabin? You said DVDs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so DVD player. I would also say throws. People, like, they think of cozy. So I tried to think of all the things that I would envision in a mountain getaway. People like to stay in. I would say the other thing is a crock pot. People love making soups, chili stews when it's in the mountains and it's cold. So having some sort of crock pot or Instapot is a must-have for sure.
What amenities would you tag as extra amenities? Do you ever go extra with your houses?
I'm starting to do extra more. When I think extra is really relative. So like I added record players in a lot of my mountain cabins. And if you asked me a few years ago, I would have been like, no, because I felt like, oh, who's going to really appreciate, because I don't use records. And then when I went to an Airbnb, I saw all my friends get really excited over a record player. I wasn't excited over it because I just don't use them, but they love the novelty. So things that aren't, that's an extra item in my opinion, but you do this for the guests. So that's what I have now. I'd probably say if you can go big with amenities, that's considered extra. I find like hot tubs are now a necessity in most Airbnbs. One of my goals is to add saunas in places people don't expect. So that I consider that an extra amenity. I know now we're going bougie. So in a way, depending on your tier of an Airbnb, I do think you have to be realistic with what classification does your Airbnb come in, and it depends on the area. So if you're in a luxury area, extra amenities are now the standard. But if you're in an area where it's more less vacation-y, more business, having more vacation type items can be seen as extra. So I find extra is just what people don't expect to have. But when you see it, you're like, oh, this adds to my experience. This is really cool to have here because I don't have this at my house.
True. I wouldn't even put it in a better way than you did. Thank you so much for our conversation and have a nice day.
Thanks so much.